It's January 8th, 2022, and welcome to CBS Saturday Morning. Omicron overload. The U.S. sees another huge spike in coronavirus cases and hospitalizations, including among children. This as the Supreme Court weighs whether to allow President Biden's vaccine requirements for large employers to move forward.
Life in prison. 3 men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery learn their fate in a Georgia courtroom. We'll have the emotional reaction from the victim's family.
Mixed jobs report. The economy adds nearly 200,000 to the workforce, but that's lower than expected. We'll talk with our expert about where the economy stands and how the latest COVID wave will affect it.
And loss of a legend. Trailblazer Academy Award winner and social justice icon Sidney Poitier passes away at 94. We'll look back at his extraordinary life. But first, we begin this morning with a look at today's eye-opener. Your world in 90 seconds.
We're going to be able to control this. The new normal is not going to be what it is now. It's going to be better.
Even as COVID cases are climbing to levels not seen before, there's talk in and around the Biden administration about planning for a time when COVID is no longer a pandemic.
The new normal is the way we live with flu. We're going to live with the coronavirus.
The defendants are being held accountable for their actions.
Life sentences handed down for the 3 white men convicted in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery.
These men chose to target my son because they didn't want him in their community.
I've got this one to do, the neighbors to do, and then I've got to go to my mother.
The Northeast's first significant snowfall of the year caused chaos across the region. Meanwhile, snow turning to rain across the Pacific Northwest caused flooding.
I think the snow's going to keep coming and it's going to get worse.
Sidney Poitier dead at the age of 94. He was the first black man to win the Best Actor Oscar.
My mother loved her some Sidney. Like a lot of women did.
A volcano perched on top of one of Ecuador's Galapagos Islands has erupted, producing a spectacular lava flow.
Oregon State students didn't need those alarm clocks. They were woken up by the implosion of Research Stadium.
Why did the sea lion cross the freeway? Because it wasn't supposed to. A sea lion taking a detour in San Diego.
According to the most recent jobs reports in November, the number of people quitting jobs hit an all-time high. When reached for comment on the Great Resignation, one economist said, "Ask somebody else, I quit."
What I can confirm is my son is a 2-year-old terrorist who held me hostage at the Olive Garden.
The former TV reporter who's now a busy mom is going viral for blending her past and present jobs.
After several cries demanding, quote, ketchup, ketchup! A Good Samaritan waitress miraculously understood it as the English word ketchup and brought him a bottle. Unfortunately, her good deed was later punished after he threw a ketchup-covered fork at her. Not all heroes wear capes, but this one should have worn an apron.
This morning's Eye Opener is presented by Progressive, making it easy to bundle insurance.
Reality is at its finest when it is with children.
I get ketchup tossed at me all the time.
What do you do?
Not just here. I don't. What can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I could throw it back at her, I guess.
Yeah. And then we're talking Nicole, right?
But no.
That would be Jeff's wife. Well played, Michelle.
Love you, honey.
Welcome to the weekend, everyone. I'm Dana Jacobson, along with Jeff Glor and Michelle Miller. This morning, we're going to take you to Venice, where the history is so powerful, you feel like you could reach out and touch it. And out in these waters, you actually can. We will take you to the Venetian Lagoon, where ancient treasures lie just beneath the surface. But maybe not for long. We will explain.
We will also take you to Austin, Texas to catch up with author, screenwriter, and producer Noah Hawley. It's there where he finished his latest book, worked on a new season of Fargo, and a few other projects. We'll see how he's able to do all of it.
Then it's to Vietnam by way of this Brooklyn, New York roastery, where one woman's approach to Vietnamese coffee is so groundbreaking, it landed her on the cover of Food and Wine magazine. We'll introduce you to Sarah Nguyen and find out why the buzz from these beans is unlike your normal Morning Joe.
And sticking with food, Hillary Sterling is one of the hottest chefs in New York, but she hasn't forgotten where she came from. We will see that in her cooking and her worldview. That's later on The Dish.
And we'll wrap things up in Nashville with a performance from a band whose live shows have generated quite the following. Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors will perform in our Saturday session. All that and so much more is all ahead. But we begin this morning with new concerns about the Omicron variant. A record level of children under the age of 5 are being hospitalized amid a climbing infection rate. On Friday, the Supreme Court heard arguments about the Biden administration's employer vaccination mandates. All of this as the average number of new daily cases topped 614,000.